All right. Hey, welcome to the show that talks about Tulsa. People making a difference in the Tulsa community. Special guest interviews, spotlighting local business to cover important issues within the community. No one else is talking about the hot topics and more. This is World One Development and News You Can Use. Hosted by Charles Harper and Miss Damali Wilson.
Hey. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to World One Development's News You Can Use. We want to thank everyone for either listening on the radio, watching us on Facebook Live, and on www.kbob899.com, or tuning in to any of the News You Can Use media networks, which are powered by World One Development. We really appreciate that. I am your hostess with the mostest, Miss Damali Wilson.
And I'm Charles Harper. It's Wednesday, a.k.a. Hump Day, April 5th, 2023. And we are live every Wednesday at 1 p.m. right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use media networks, powered by World One Development. We are set for an exciting show, you guys. You better call your mom and them and tell them you can call in at 918-856-3873 or post your comments on our Facebook Live feed at World One Development.
On today's show, the police report with Lieutenant DeLauren Sanders talking about kids and guns. Are we in trouble?
I think we are. Also on the show, Mr. Greg Robinson talking about Beyond Apology, repair and reparation. The community convening is coming up, y'all.
And of course, our Hump Day hot topics, which are LSU National Championship controversy. Is it a controversy or is it something else?
Wow.
Former President Donald Trump indicted and pleads not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records. We're going to talk about it. And airfare layaway. Did you know that there was such a thing? Birthdays and more.
This is News You Can Use right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use media networks, powered by World One Development. We will be right back.
How to order chicken wings. Number 1, find a good wing spot.
I know a wing spot, Max Wings.
Number 2, decide if you want a combo or if you want to order a la carte.
Huh? What's that?
Well, combos come with chicken, veggie sticks, fries, and a drink for a discounted price. A la carte means that you order each item separately.
Okay.
3, decide if you want bone-in, boneless, or cauliflower wings, and then determine the delicious flavor you want on your wings.
I didn't even know cauliflower had wings.
You learn something new every day. Have you been to Max Wings?
Yep.
Max Wings is located at 782 East Pine Street in Tulsa. We're open Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Friday and Saturday from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Come to Max Wings, home of the dry rub fries.
This is News You Can Use right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use media networks, powered by World One Development.
And we are back. So News You Can Use is all about shedding some light on the positive happenings in our community. There are many great businesses, programs, and events occurring in our neighborhood, and we felt the community needed to hear about those things, 1, so we can support, and 2, so we can be informed.
What's going on, family? I'm Charles Harper, Chief Executive Officer of World One Development, which includes fitting back in EduRec Youth and Family Fund Center, 36th Street North Event Center, and Oklahoma Community Support Coalition. My job, because the world wants to know, is to provide leadership for all aspects of World One Development with an emphasis on long-term goals, growth, profits, and a return on that investment. And I am so excited and I am so elated to be one of the creators of this phenomenal show.
And I'm Damali Wilson, Chief Operating Officer for World One Development. And my job is designing and implementing business operations, establishing policies that promote company culture and vision. And I'm also in charge of social media for all of the World One Development entities. If you would like to advertise your business or organization on this show or any of our other individual platforms, you can inbox me your contact information on Facebook Messenger so we can talk. I'm also happy and elated to be one of the creators of this phenomenal show.
Happy hump day, happy humpty day, Damali.
I know. Hey, what's up?
I'm chilling. How you feeling today?
It's cold outside. I done got bamboozled.
It actually feels okay to me.
It is not okay. Yesterday, it was so nice outside.
It was really nice yesterday.
I had like a little short sleeve shirt on. I thought I was doing something.
Had it
This
going
morning I
on.
came outside. I'm like, you turn, get the hoodie.
And I know it's so sad because you come out and then you be like, oops.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You trying to get in the car.
Wrong outfit.
Car all cold.
Yeah.
Didn't get a chance to warm your car. Oklahoma, no, that is so disrespectful. Nevertheless,
Disrespectful.
it's still a beautiful day outside, though.
It is. Now, it is.
It's beautiful.
When you look outside, it is very deceiving.
Right?
Because you think, oh, man, I'm just go out here and this finna be on and popping. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. Get
you
that
are.
jacket. And it's still on and popping.
It's a clear sky.
Yeah.
Partly cloudy.
Yes.
Little brisk breeze out there. I think it's gonna warm up a little bit more. So don't let Charles and Damali scare y'all now. Y'all get out, put y'all shades on, put your lokes on.
And y'all know I'm a crybaby anyway.
Jump
so
in your
I
63
don't like cold
Impala
weather.
and hit the corner. You know what I'm talking about? We got a loaded show today.
Yeah.
I've seen all of the secret listeners.
Hey, y'all.
You know what? I have decided we have 10 times the amount of secret listeners.
We really do.
Everywhere you go.
Yes.
Everywhere we go, so many people tell us all about the show.
Yes.
They want to answer questions. We've been telling them, why y'all don't just come on the
Just come
live?
on
They
live.
like, no, I'm shy. I'm like, you are at home.
Right.
You at work.
That's probably what it is. They at work. They ain't supposed to be on.
You in your car. You know what I mean? Y'all
Yeah.
all right out there. So welcome all the secret listeners to the show.
Hey, hey,
Also,
hey.
I just want to do some quick shout outs before we get it going on because we got to load the show. Mom was the first one on.
Hey, mommy.
That's no surprise. Mr. Blackwell,
Hey,
Mr. Jeremiah down there in Mississippi, and he said, Blue Sweet Day. All right.
Okay.
Hey, y'all. Mr. Energizer
Hey, AJ.
down there in the J-Bone Lounge, Jacksonville, Arkansas, right on the outside of Little Rock. Checking in. Welcome to the show, Mr. Mario Choice.
Hey, Mario.
That's my partner, your partner.
Yes.
And he used to be here on KBOB.
He did.
So he trained us a little bit.
Yes.
Nothing but love right there. Also, we got Michael Brewer.
Hey, Michael.
I hadn't seen him since the Philadelphia Eagles lost. Nevertheless,
He ain't gonna let you lay that down, bro.
Nothing but love. You should have seen he was just flying down on me and JB. What happened to your Cowboys? What happened to this? But anyway, it's all love. That was great. I'm not even gonna get into all of that. We got many more on, but you know what I want to do, Damali? I want to thank and appreciate our first responders,
Yes.
our healthcare professionals, our food providers, our restaurant workers, and essential workers for their services on the front lines during this time. It's great how organizations and churches in the community, Damali, they keep taking care of us
Yes.
during this crazy pandemic.
Yes.
So all you nurses and doctors and all y'all out there and all our first responders, man, we thank y'all so much for taking care of us.
Absolutely. Hey, looks like Uganda is on. Hey, Pastor Teddy, how are you?
Pastor Teddy's in the building.
Yes, yes.
What's going over there across the pond? They
Yes.
call it the pond. We call it the Atlantic Ocean because it takes you about 10 hours to get across that bad boy.
Right.
But it works all the way. Much love all the way over there in Uganda.
Yes.
Damali?
So before we get started, I don't know if you guys heard about this. We want to send out prayers to the victims, first responders of the avalanche that took place in India.
I
Did you
heard
see
about
that?
it. I didn't see it, but I heard
Crazy.
about it.
Yeah, so they had an avalanche over there. It's killed 7 people so far in the Himalayan pass to Tibet. At least 20 people have been rescued alive. So thank God for that.
Right.
That's crazy, you know? And so, there's probably still some instability there, I would think. They're trying to
Right.
get folks out quick, because you just never know with an avalanche.
And think about how scary that is.
Man.
Avalanche. I mean, I done seen enough of them on TV.
Exactly.
Here's the worst avalanche. You seen the people skiing
Oh, yes. And it's
in
coming
the
behind
snow, and all of a sudden
Oh,
it just
my
started
God.
coming down slow, and you trying to get through all that,
Can't
man. And
imagine.
that has to be terrifying.
Yes.
But prayers to those families and that country, and man, because there's been a lot of that going on lately.
And then prayers to all of those individuals in the South that have been experiencing all of these tornadoes. Man, it's like Mother
Man,
Nature
it hit my
is on
state,
her.
man. It hit my state, man. I
Arkansas?
was nervous. It hit
Yeah.
Arkansas. It hit
Yeah.
Little Rock.
Yes.
And it hit. I mean, I wanted last count I heard it was like 7 people had
Mr. Energizer had actually posted some video and sent us some stuff about folks who in his neighborhood. It had actually hit in his neighborhood. So it didn't affect his home, thank God, but it did affect some of the neighbors around him. And he was showing me the pictures. I'm like, man,
that was kind of crazy. So hey, to my family back in Arkansas, of course, nothing but love and anything that we can do here from Black Wall Street. It's a done deal with World One Development News you can use. We just gonna get through it together like we always do. But prayers for those families, man, and whatever resources and whatever you can do to help and benefit them. Let's make it happen.
Absolutely. So, man, we had a massively busy weekend this past weekend.
Goodness,
man, and you know what? It wasn't just us. It was just busy all throughout the city this past weekend. There was just so much going on. We had the Qs and the AKAs doing their thing, with their national convention.
Right.
We had there was a boxing match in town. There was Booker T's prom. It was just, then we had Black History Saturday.
Right. Early in the day.
The African Experience birthday party. It was just a lot going on this past weekend.
Let me tell y'all something. It's going down on Black Wall Street right now.
Man.
What I love about it was a good energy all around the block.
Absolutely.
All over.
Absolutely.
So kudos to North Tulsa for people not being able to say there's nothing to do.
Yes.
There was an abundance of things
like
to
so
do.
many things that people just didn't have enough energy to even keep up. I had a couple people that were supposed to come to the birthday party.
They couldn't even
make it. They said we sat out on the couch for a few minutes and fell asleep and woke up and it was 9:30.
They also had the Queendom over there at the new 10 ballroom over there with Jericho and the crew, and that was off the chain.
Yes.
So shout out to everybody that got dressed up.
Yes.
Put on their gators and those Kangos, man. People had on all of their best gear over the weekend. So much love here in Tulsa.
Yes. AJ is saying they're supposed to have another storm tonight.
I hope not.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
We'll just pay for that. Welcome to the show, Miss Ernestine Broom, fitting back in royalty. Miss Neely is in here with us as well. Welcome to the show, classmate. She my classmate too. Y'all just didn't see me because I didn't come to class all the time.
He want to be a Hornet.
I see. There you go. Them Hornets. Y'all was winning all them championships back then. Y'all taking football. Now I know I can't get too far because our guest is from another school, and I know how it gets. I ain't gonna start that. I'm not gonna start that today.
Yes, but we want to give a huge shout out. So if you guys did not hear, we talked about this a little bit last week on our show. That OWN Network is actually here. That would be Oprah's crew. They are actually here. They're filming a docuseries and they're going all around the city. So they're hitting everything that's happening that has to do with Black Wall Street. They're actually filming and recording some of those pieces to include in this docuseries. So they were actually at EduRec for Black History Saturdays. And it was awesome, to be able to be there, for them to be able to see the kids and for us to showcase what we're doing here in North Tulsa, because one of the biggest things that happened during the Centennial year was that people were like, well, what is Tulsa going to do, after Centennial? Well, what we've been doing.
We got to keep it going on.
We're going to keep it going. And so this actually showcases and shows us still moving towards some kind of normalcy for our community and creating, some kind of buzz around what we're doing here in community. So it was really exciting to actually be able to see them, and to see the work that they're doing. Shout out to Christy Williams. She is a beast.
Phenomenal job.
She is the GOAT.
Her, the teacher, the crew.
Yes.
And all of the families that come out to learn.
Absolutely.
About their history, which is our history, kids all the way up to adults. So it was an amazing time because you come in, when I say it was a film crew, it wasn't one or two people. I'm talking about a film.
It was a crew.
So seeing everybody getting mic'd up and all that going on and realizing you're on 56th Street north of Peoria. So guess what? You can't go no further north. You in Turley. So great things happening in North Tulsa.
Yes, as always. Want to give a huge shout out to everyone who participated in the African Experience.
Oh my God.
It was my birthday party, but it was more than that. We were celebrating with a purpose, and we were celebrating for our family over in Kamuli, Uganda.
Absolutely.
So I appreciate everybody who came out and dressed up. For those of you who were not able to make it, I still appreciate you because you actually sent donations.
Man, they were coming in.
Yes, they are still coming in. I just received another $250 right before we got on the air. So thank you guys so much for continuing to send your donations. We're actually going to send the money over to Uganda on Friday. So you guys still have time to make a donation. You can do that by going to, you can Cash App us at $World One Development. You can also go to PayPal, which is donations at world1development.com, or you can go to our website, which is world1development.com at /Uganda-missions, and you can make your donation there. So no donation is too large or too small. Send your money and let's help educate some children.
And for the people that might not know what a hyphen is, just go to world1development.com. It's there.
Yeah.
So, you get
Dash.
hyphen
How
be
about that?
backwards. You never know what's really going on with
going
that.
on?
But shout out to you, Damali, man. That was a big day because that was officially your birthday.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, man, how do you feel like it's your birthday and Oprah team is out at Edgerec doing this, and if you hadn't been to Uganda, you went Saturday if you came to the event, because I felt like I was in Africa. I'm gonna tell you the cleanest person that I've seen.
Who's that?
JB Smooth.
Man,
cut it out.
JB was in the building, baby. Listen,
Whatever.
let me tell y'all something.
Let me tell you something.
The official photographs, I received them last night.
You gonna drop them?
I'm gonna drop
Y'all
them this
ready.
evening. Y'all ain't ready. JB, y'all better ask somebody.
I was trying to catch up with Charles because Charles be just Dapper Dan on us.
And every brother on here know what I'm talking about. When the brother put that left foot behind him and stretched that right one out. Every brother on here know, they like, man, I didn't even think that I do that. When that left foot, that's like an anchor,
right?
So they can lean back.
And
when I seen JB did, I said, I'm not even going to the party. I was gonna put on some sweats because I'm like JB done did too much. But hey, like Damali said, I'm not gonna ruin it. She's gonna post those pictures. Make sure you much to Uganda. It was a great time.
I want to also bring to our remembrance, and we never want to forget, and I never forget that I turned 55 years old, and it always reminds me that Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated 55 years ago on the 4th. And so, we want to always give homage to Dr. King and the King family for all that they did during the civil rights movement. And the work still continues. It is up to each one of us to pick up the mantle and do what we can do in our own respective areas to make sure that we continue his legacy.
That's something. So you always know how long.
I always know. I was born on the 1st and he was assassinated.
Man.
Yes.
So you didn't get a chance to. You had a diaper on. You was like, Google, Binky, let me look.
Exactly.
But man, okay.
Mm-hmm. So, Black History trivia
Let's get
question.
this out of the way.
I ain't asking y'all nothing about y'all resolutions.
All I guess, don't y'all get on Google. Just listen in and give us.
They be trying to cheat out there.
Don't start Googling. Everybody put their phone down, put their iPads down. Here's our Black History trivia question. Get ready. Where the music at, JB? We got to add some drama to it.
Uh-oh. So, who was the first open heart surgeon in the United States?
Dr. Perdue.
No, that's not a choice. Was it A, Daniel Hale Williams? Was it B, Dorothy Lavinia Brown? Was it C, Alexander Thomas Augusta? Or D, Regina Benjamin? Y'all want me to say it one more time?
One more time for my spirit.
Look,
say it one more time. Just let us say it, JB. Just say it one more time.
Okay, here we go.
Yes.
Who was the first open heart surgeon in the United States? Was it A, Daniel Hale Williams, B, Dorothy Lavinia Brown, C, Alexander Thomas Augusta, or D, Regina Benjamin?
Man, they say when you take the ACT and you don't know the answer, you go with, is it A or C or something like that?
I don't know. I didn't do that. I either knew the answer or I did.
I'm going to say A.
You going to say what?
Alexander.
Okay.
Right, I was going to definitely a guy. It's got to be a guy. And then
why does it have to be a guy?
Because back then women weren't probably into being doctors yet.
I think that's a sexist comment.
Excuse me. But my thoughts is the name Alexander Thomas Augusta or Daniel Hale Williams. So you
okay? So which one are you going?
I'm going with names. We're gonna go with Alexander Thomas Augusta. C.
Okay, so that's two. Okay, what you got?
I said A or C. Since he said that, I'm gonna go with A.
Charles said A. All right, we're gonna see.
Hit me with your best shot.
All right, well, we're going to see at the end of the show who is right with their deductive reasoning.
Hey, you know what today is? The first Wednesday of every month, it goes down.
Right.
Everybody tunes in. The secret listeners pull up outside because you know how it go. Not just in Tulsa, but all around the world. We be having issues sometime with the police. But it's good to have a police officer that hangs out with you, supports everything that you do, that shows up everywhere, work with the kids and the adults. Now he'll tell you watch yourself because he be going in the gym, he be pushing up 400-500, so that makes you nervous. He's looking good, he keep them together. But you know what we do on the first Wednesday of every month? We do none other than police reports. So hopefully we're ready to Drop that drop.
That's the sound of the police.
And now it's time for the police report. The police report on news you can use with TPD officer and Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders.
Man, it sounds like
that was a wreck.
I know it's like I crashed into KBOB or something. Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I am doing good. I'm doing good.
You're looking good, man. Good.
Yes.
How was your weekend with all this business going on in Tulsa? How was it with the police department, man?
Oh, we was busy.
Y'all was busy.
We got things going on. We've been had a lot of things going on here in Tulsa on the weekend. That's the reason I couldn't make it to the party.
I know. We missed you too.
Oh, yeah. I almost tried to
sneak away.
Ease through there in my uniform, but I changed my mind.
You could have. You always welcome.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. We got a loaded show and a loaded hot topic that's going on. I would call it that, but we got to get to it because there's too much of it going on, Damali.
Yes.
In my mind, I'm like, it's just too much of this, and we got to get some kind of solution, some answers, or something.
You know, it's been crazy. So this past Monday, there was a situation that happened at my alma mater, Booker T. Washington High School, where a young lady came over from Bixby High School with a gun. And so they had to do a lockdown and all that, and parents, you know, kind of going crazy. You know, I have family members that are currently attending, you know, a couple of them are seniors over at Booker T right now. And it was just crazy. And, you know, you're just like on pins and needles, like, oh my God, you know, what is going on? And I just, you know, don't understand where we are as a country and where we are as human beings, that, you know, when we have an issue as children, we picking up guns and we going to schools and we're, you know, having these type of altercations. You know, we just had a shooting back in Nashville. And I found an article that I just came across Facebook that was saying that 152 rounds were shot in Nashville.
That's a
and
lot
I'm
of
like,
rounds.
oh my God. I mean, so you obviously it is intentional, you know, for you to have that type of ammunition to be carrying it to a school, you know. And so, you know, I this just put it onto my head, you know, Officer Sanders, what is the problem, do you think, or how is it that these kids are getting access to all these guns?
Well, I mean, you know, with our gun laws, you know, and a lot of adults are not responsible. I mean, not being responsible with their guns.
Right.
These young kids can get guns, and you know, you can just buy a gun off the street, you know, if you know the right people. You know, but you mentioned the BGW thing. I responded to that, and I was a part of that investigation.
Wow.
And you know, only thing, she didn't actually make it to the school with the gun.
Praise
But,
God.
That's good.
Yeah. But we worked together with Tulsa Public School Police Department and also with Bixby Police Department. Was able to make contact with that person. They were still in Bixby, but and we recovered the gun.
Amen.
But you know, one thing though, shout out to the people that she was sending the photos to, since she was headed that way to shoot the school up, and she was sending photos and sending text messages and all that type of stuff.
People don't play with that.
Yeah.
So they reported it to the right people.
Yes.
So we can get on top of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it is a big shout out to them, because here's the thing. The one thing I know, you know, I'm not from Tulsa originally, boys, some Hornet Nation is here.
Right.
So I can only imagine when they saw that going across, you know, on Facebook, that shooter possibly, you know, Booker T on lockdown, the fear and anxiety that you get from that is indescribable.
Absolutely. And, you know, I mean, for me, I'm just about the kids, period. So it doesn't matter where you are.
Right.
But, you know, I mean, just to think, you know, this is somebody's baby. I sent my child off to school, and now I don't know, you know, what's going on and how, you know, things are. But I found a statistic, and it's totally alarming. This statistic is talking about the number of school shootings, and this is a national statistic. But so in 2001, we had 23 school shootings. Most 7 of those shootings ended up with injuries only, and then 16 of them ended up in death.
Right.
Okay,
and that's too many.
That's too many,
because we're talking about kids.
That is too many. As of 2021, so that school year, 2020, 2021, we had 93 school shootings. Right. And of the 93, 50 were with injuries only, and 43 resulted in deaths. That is way, I mean, when you look at the trajectory of where we were, so we were at 23 in 2000, 20 years later, we're at 93. We're
going the wrong direction.
way.
You so, Lieutenant Sanders, you said a lot of that probably goes to gun laws and the people in leadership. And that's what I think about. What's the policy? What's the laws to it? But you're on the streets every day. You know, you've been an officer for those 20 years.
Right.
What's your perspective on that?
Well, like I said, you know, was the gun laws. Most of these shootings, they're using semi-automatic guns. It's not like they're using regular handguns.
Right.
And you know, I don't really know the purpose. I know to have that in the city, you can't hunt with them guns. I mean, they basically military guns.
Right.
They shoot off a lot of rounds, you know, and if you notice that most of these shootings, those guns they are using.
Hold on. So you're saying the kids that are doing most of these shootings, these are actually military type guns? These ain't no 22s that we used to have.
Right.
You know how on that movie they were shooting boom, 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 then pop, pop. So it ain't that pop, pop. It ain't that gun.
No.
These are heavy duty, can do some damage type guns that these kids have.
And a couple of those shootings, if you read up on it, the parents had bought their child the gun because they turned 16 or 17. They bought them the gun.
Wow.
And I mean, you know, so it goes with the parents too. You know, their responsibility.
I think there's 2 different classes of kids and guns. You got kids in gangs with guns, and then you got kids who attempt to do things at the school, maybe looking for attention, maybe they got hurt, maybe someone bullied them. You don't know what the situation is that would make a kid want to go shoot up a school.
So it's interesting that you say that because I did look up the statistics on school shootings and as far as the motive is concerned. So 45% of the kids who actually committed this type of crime, they had grievances. Wow. Meaning it was, you know, related to bullying or staff or romance, you know, something in that, you know, along that vein. Only 15% actually really had a desire to kill somebody. 13% were suicidal. 3% were anti-female sentiments. 3% were white supremacy. You know, so most of it has to do with a grievance. 45%. You know,
because the Nashville shooting, that person wasn't a student. He was a past. Because
that was a grown person, right?
It was transgender.
28-year-old.
Transgender person. And
a whole lot of
you're still dealing with someone that's been through something where someone could have talked to them. If someone could have gotten to them before that moment and saw that, you know, that strange activity or behavior coming. Maybe prevented that.
Let me add to people because it's my job to make sure the people on the live. They're gonna say, Charles, you quit looking out for us. What's going on? So Mr. AJ Johnson, one thing he said he'll be back up here this weekend because he was down here at the Molly's party. Marquise Dennis is welcome to the show. AJ said so write that down.
AJ.
He went with me, Miss Hall, my cousin. She's in the building. Miss Gresha P. Lewis out of Alabama. Welcome to the show. Yeah. Jessica Sanders is in the building. Welcome to the show. Hey. And Gresha P. Lewis said they must change the laws. But the laws won't change as long as NRA owns the politicians.
Yes.
That's deep. She just went a whole nother
that's
level and layer right there.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think that you actually were making a comment before JB.
Well, I just also want to give a shout out to the Nashville Police Department.
Yes.
Because they did a good job on how they handled that situation. They did not hesitate. They went in and they followed the sounds of the gunshot and they went and neutralized the threat without hesitation. It wasn't no, can I wait till my supervisor call me?
Right.
All this kind of, they was moving.
Yeah.
And, you know, we are now, our police department, we are now starting which is continued. We having active shooting training.
That's good.
Where the mayor, the governor has signed a bill that all police department has to do it.
Yes.
And we also figure out a way we had to work out with other departments. You know, we had like a fake. It was real, but it was a fake phone call to one of our high schools.
Oh wow!
And matter of fact, this person called like six, 7 high schools all over the state, saying it was an active shooting in the school. And we had to respond to this high school And it wasn't just Tulsa Police Department, it was Tulsa County, it was Highway Patrol.
Yeah.
Well, any type of law enforcement, all of us responded to that school.
Yeah.
When we got there, we realized that it was a prank call.
Wow.
But we still treated it as it was a real call. And it was already officers inside the building looking for the suspect until we found out it was a fake call.
Well, let's do this before we take a break, because I think the biggest thing is we can have a dialogue and a conversation. But the question is, what do you do? What do the kids do when these things are going on? I think we need to give people, some instructions on when these situations transpire. To me, whether it's a high school, middle school, or college, how do you respond? How do you best stay safe? Before we take a break, do we have any of those?
Yes. So I actually pulled up, and this came off of the University of Tulsa's website from their campus security section. And it said how to respond when police arrive. So basically, we're trying to keep everybody safe. And what do you need to do? So it says to remain calm and do as you are told is number one.
And that's probably easier said than done if you're
correct. Yeah. Number two, do not point at police officers, because at that moment in time, they're looking for a shooter. And so that's where their focus is, you know. It says put down any items that you're carrying, slowly raise your hands and spread your fingers, avoid sudden movements, yelling or screaming. And it says you may be handcuffed or pushed to the ground for safety, but it's okay because they're trying to save your life. So, Lieutenant Sanders, what do you think about those items? And I'll give you that so you can.
Yeah, I agree with you that. Most important, especially when you're in the school, some of these schools has where you can lock the doors.
Yes,
they need to lock the doors. And don't open the door till it's law enforcement. That's one thing we teach everybody now. And I've have done some active shooting scenario with Job Corps.
Oh yeah,
that's one thing I've went through their school and they did an active shooting scenario, and we talked about it, what they could have did better, what they couldn't. And the one thing I was telling them, they need to lock the doors.
Right.
All that walking in, when you hear a gunshot, everybody lock the doors. Don't open them for nobody.
Right.
And
I think one of the things I saw was they were saying lock the doors, turn the lights off, and then just kind of take cover, out where you can't be seen through. Most of the classrooms have the little glass.
Yes.
Yeah.
And everybody get down, get low. That's the best thing you can do. Don't try to confront the shooter. One thing that some people may think if they know the shooter and know the person, think they can talk them down. Think they can talk them down. No, you can't talk them down. It's the best way to do is to try to find cover and get in a locked room where that person can't get to you.
And wait till the police get there.
9 times out of 10, once they're at that point of doing this,
it's no
they
turning back.
know they're going to be in trouble. So
they probably go on through. Hey, the music mean we got to take a quick break, man. Take that great news that you can use, and hopefully we can make these adjustments. Take the information that we've shared, but we're going to have to switch gears after the break. You know why, Damali?
Why?
Beyond Apology.
Yes.
Has finally come.
It's come.
The time has come. People been calling, people been asking. But we're going to answer all those questions, get to some of your comments concerned. We got none other than the world famous Gregory Robinson. See, Gregory, see how I said that? I said Greg. I said Gregory Robinson is in the building live. And we're going to get into an apology, where you need to be, what you need to prepare for, and what it is. We're going to talk about reparations and repair next on News You Can Use, KBOB 89.9 FM. Y'all, we'll be right back. Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
EduRec is a youth and family fun center located at 5424 North Madison Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. At EduRec, we offer a host of activities for children and families of the Tulsa community at little to no cost. To find out about the many programs, activities, and services offered at EduRec, please visit our website, www.edurectulsa.com, or just give us a call at 918-430-2333. 3947. The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
This is News You Can Use right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and Simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Networks, powered by World One Development, and we are back. Let me tell you something.
What's that?
That was a lot of meat and potatoes in segment one with police.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Now we're gonna come back to that because we got a few more details. We got another special guest that just rolled in here, Triple OG style.
Yeah.
But he a pastor, Triple OG pastor though. Now y'all get it right. We talking about other stuff. But we gonna follow back up with that in a minute. But we have none other than Greg Robinson in the building.
Yes.
Set me up today. I see y'all set me up today.
Set you up.
Got me in here next to the police.
We just want to balance it out a little bit. Balance it out a little bit. All these people tuning in. Man, we are loaded on the live, man. We appreciate all y'all for tuning in from all over the world. We streaming and they in here, Damali. And quick shout out to Rob Birmingham. He's from Atlanta, Texas. Just in case you didn't know. Not Atlanta, Georgia. He's down in Atlanta, Texas. Also, we got Eli, Mr. Grayson.
Hey,
to the
Eli.
show. Many others. Man, it's beyond apology. Damali, let me tell you something. It's been a hot topic. People been waiting on it. And so today is the day to give people, get your pens and pads out. This is where you need to get your pens and pad and make sure you get ready to share this with all of your families and friends.
Absolutely. So first, Greg, how are you doing?
Man.
I'm doing well. It's good to be with you all. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
I sent Damali is a serious. She sent me a letter, an email, a text message. We missed you, and here's the donation link. Just
Did you get that? I got the same thing.
Come on now.
Oh, man. And then you get to the show and the police here.
Hey, so the donation has been sent.
It's sent.
Pastor Teddy, you hear that? I got y'all. I told y'all I got y'all down in Uganda.
Look, Uganda's in here live. So shout out to y'all in Uganda because it's probably about 11 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
But they in here live right here with us on Black Wall Street. So, hey, you hear that? Mr. Greg Robinson said he sent a donation.
Yes.
Because the money sent a text. Send your donation now with these little exclamation points. But anyway, Greg, man, you look good, man.
Yes.
You're feeling.
Oh, I'm good. You know, I had to cut my hair off, get my grown man going on.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know,
Time has
good.
come.
Time has come.
You walk right on in
That's
it. Greg, man, I know, man, we love having fun, man. That's what I love about KBOB. We get to tell our story our own way.
Yes.
You know, we give people the uncut, man, and nobody gives people the uncut more than you do.
That
This
part.
is beyond apology, man.
Yeah.
What's going on? Talk to the people.
Well, you know, I'm really honored to be able to do something like this.
Yeah.
Beyond apology is something that is a long time in the making because the conversation about what reparations and repair in Tulsa needs to look like is a long time in the making. I want to say a few things. We did not create this to have a conversation about the merits of repair and reparation. We created it in honor of those descendants, those survivors who have been seeking justice, and many have gone on without receiving it. But when you think about what is needed to have a real chance at getting repair and reparation done anywhere across the world, one of the big fundamental elements is community engagement and community education.
Right.
And that is a little bit of the gap that Beyond Apology was created to fill.
Mm-hmm. So who needs to be in attendance? You know, we're getting ready to start a series of community meetings that you'll talk about, but who needs to be in attendance and why do you think it's important?
Everyone needs to be in attendance. The thing about this conversation is, while certainly it makes sense to prioritize those voices that have been most proximate to harm, survivors, descendants of survivors, right?
Right.
People who have lived within the North Tulsa community or and Black community for longer periods of time.
Right.
Certainly, we want to prioritize those voices, but because this is something that is going to have an impact on the entire community, we want to provide the space for education and learning and for perspective sharing from everyone. So I don't want people to think that this is just a conversation for one group of people. It's a conversation for everyone, but certainly we will prioritize, the voices and the concerns and the perspectives of those who've been most impacted by this.
Let me add this to Molly, because we have so many people's tuning in from Uganda, London, and other countries, and of course all over the U.S. And we know a lot of times here, people that live here had never heard about the massacre.
Right.
So it's a backstory to how we
Right.
get to Beyond Apology and how that may be a model in other states.
Right.
People that follow this. So for the people, it's like, okay, Beyond Apology, I don't even understand
Yeah.
how we got here. Give them a little snippet of how or why are we doing the Beyond
Yeah, I'm
Apology.
glad you asked that question because especially in Tulsa over the past 3 years, the Tulsa Race Massacre, to those of us who talk about it all the time, it may feel like everybody knows what's going on.
Right.
When you say reparations, it may feel like everybody knows that. The truth of the matter is that at this point, whether you know or not, you're probably going to try to fake the funk.
Right.
And when we fake the funk, that's when we begin to come up with perspectives or solutions that really aren't rooted in anything because we just don't know.
Right.
And so certainly what has happened is that after 100 years, the Tulsa City Council finally said, you know what, we acknowledge that there was wrong done by the city of Tulsa and the Tulsa Race Massacre, and we acknowledge that there needs to be repair done for that. And one of the things that they did in the resolution that they put out is they said that they would honor some results coming from a community-driven process that gave them a direction on what to start with in terms of that repair. It was not a guarantee
Right.
or anything like that, but it was an acknowledgement that they needed to look at how they could repair things and that they wanted those perspectives to come from a community-driven process. And so Beyond Apology is really at its core the community-driven process to identify the priorities and what should be focused on in
Right.
terms of repair. The other piece of this is it's not just about the 2 days of the Tulsa Race Massacre. In the 2001 report, I'm gonna go wait. Y'all know I like to
Yes.
give y'all history.
Go
Right.
ahead.
Senator Maxine Horner writes at the epilogue, the end, she says, the results of the massacre have had ongoing detrimental impacts.
Correct.
And part of why the city council resolution was so powerful is that it acknowledged that there are ongoing harm stemming from the Tulsa
Sure.
Race Massacre. And so
Right.
that's where when you look at the inequities that have persisted, right, within housing, within education, within the criminal justice system, within public safety. I know you
Right.
got folks here that's going to talk about public health here in just
Yeah,
a
the
minute.
next segment,
Yes.
right.
A lot of those things you can tie back almost directly to the racism, right, and
Right.
the oppression that came out of the Tulsa Race Massacre. And so what needs to be done then to repair those harms? And so we're not just wanting to have a conversation about simply reparation for the race massacre,
Right.
but many would argue with you that the race massacre and its impacts are still occurring to this day. And so how do we begin to repair those harms
Right.
as well? And that is what we want to hear from all Tulsans,
Right.
their perspective on.
So this is going to be all around the city.
All around the city. We've got 4 Beyond Apology sessions starting out. And the way they're designed is, yes, to be around the city. We'll start out April 11th, next Tuesday, at the event center, 36th Street North Event. Thank you so much to World One Development for opening up their doors and hosting. And then on Thursday, we will be on the other side of town.
On the other
at
side of
Tulsa
town.
Community College, the Southeast Campus. That's on April 13th. Both of those events, Tuesday, April 11th and Thursday, April 13th, will begin at 5 o'clock and run through 8 p.m. I'll tell you this, we understand that people getting off work and like to take their time. So
Right.
we got a little dinner for you from
Yes.
5 to 5:30. At 5:30 though, we want to get started. Okay.
Right.
But the series will continue. We'll have a event May 30th, right next to the anniversary of the massacre, and then June 13th, right before y'all get to partying on Juneteenth.
Man, right
We're
there.
gonna have another conversation. You don't need to come to all four of these. They're designed to you can come to one, share your perspective there. But if you do come to all four, you're gonna get perspectives from different experts, local and national, that we've been able to bring in.
Yeah.
So you're going to get something different from it if you do come to all four.
I was going to just interject that some of those experts, because we have, Charles and I were fortunate enough to actually go to Evanston and talk to those folks over there about what they're doing as far as reparations in their city and what that repair looks like.
Right.
Because in every community, it's going to be different, which is why this is a perfect opportunity for you to come in and share your experience and what you think reparations should look like for our city. Who are some of the folks that are going to be coming in to actually share their expertise in this area?
Absolutely. So you mentioned one, and that is the team from Evanston that is coming down, widely recognized as the first city to, as a municipality, employ some form of reparations. We're excited to have them. I think they're coming down for the June 13th meeting. We're also going to be joined by Dreesen Heath, who is one of the preeminent policy minds on reparations really in the country. We're also going to be joined by representatives from the Human Rights Watch, who have been talking and writing reports on issues like this and other equity issues within Tulsa. That's an international organization. We have a Howard University representatives are coming down from their reparations lab. Professor Billy Wilkinson from out of Howard is coming down. So you have a variety of folks, and what we wanted to do was find people who have been doing this work.
Yes.
Again, when we talk about what's important, it's about elevating our educational knowledge around this issue. Reparations is something that has been done, not just in America, but it has been done across the world. And if we can learn from those different examples, maybe that helps us understand better as a community what type of reparations and what type of repair tactics we can use here in Tulsa. So I'm excited, to have those types of folks in our space.
Real quick, Greg, with all the facts that are out, all the stories that you hear, we'll go back to this one. Blanche Cole, she was born on April 21st, 1904. She said, we found that we had lost everything. Everything we owned had been stolen and burned. I wondered why we had come back. There was nothing to come back to. The rented houses was badly burned. Everything was stolen or burned. Even my child's toys and treasures had been taken. What the monsters hadn't stolen, they scattered about, set on fire, smashed and damaged. I just downright cried. I was a nervous wreck. That was a survivor of the massacre. She's not living anymore. Blanche Cole. She's born on April 21st, 1904. What do you say to the people that say, oh, this isn't important to me, or they're not really paying attention, but they, kind of sitting back, chilling, but need to be a part of this?
You're talking about a time where home ownership rates for blacks and whites were about equal.
Right.
And you're talking about a time now in 2023 where home ownership rates for blacks are half of what they are for whites, when household income rates for whites right now in the city of Tulsa are upwards of $58,000, where for black folks they're at $31,000, right? You're talking about a time now where the amount of banks that are available in your community in North Tulsa as compared to South Tulsa is upwards of 10-1. Okay.
Right.
And so the reason that the Tulsa Race Massacre and the harms that were done then is still relevant now is because the reality is we're still living with the impacts of that type of oppression and the lack of repair for it. You know, you talk a lot about in America this idea of building up from your bootstraps or having the opportunity to achieve an American dream. Well, the reality of that dream, the great part about America is that it puts its people on. Right. The reason that we have the home ownership race that we have in America is because the American government said, hey, when you come back from fighting overseas, we're going to make sure you get a house, except for if you're Black. Mm-hmm. And those types of policies locally, certainly, and nationally.
It's a real thing.
Exactly. It's a real thing. Right. And so, no, we're not. We unfortunately, we did not solve the issue for those when they were alive. Right. Right. But the reality is that it is now impacting people who are alive now, and it will impact people who are going to be alive into the future. Right. And at what point are we going to do something about it?
I tell you what, Jamali, we could go on this. Right. What this really means at this point, we're going to have to stop because we got other people to hear. But beyond apology, you have heard and understand why you need to be there. Greg, where can they follow Beyond Apology? Is somewhere they can go and RSVP or any of those things?
Before you answer the question, let me just say this. Eli Grayson is on here, which we all know Eli. He said, Greg, please allow Black Indians in this conversation because most African Americans, especially professionals outside this state, unfortunately do not know this history. So then go ahead and give information as to how they can be involved.
Yeah, Eli Grayson is exactly right. When you look at who even built Greenwood, it starts with Black Indians. Yeah, right. That's a real piece of this conversation. You all want to go to eventcreate.com and then just /Beyond Apology, and you can find us there, or you can look up Beyond Apology on Facebook. And you can find information on the event there as well. Join on April 11th at 5 o'clock at the 36th Street North Event Center.
It is going down. Greg, thank you so much for all of your work, putting some framework around this and helping us to bring this to fruition. Stand Fight Heal Strategies in the house, y'all. Yes. Doing a good job. Thank you so much for coming in. We're going to be sharing this on World One Development News. You can use when you see it. Share it with all your family and friends. Guess what, Damali?
Yes.
Blood at the roots.
Yes.
We're going a little bit deeper.
Yes.
Mr. Reggie Ives in the building. We're going to take a quick break. We coming back. KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Networks. Greg, thanks so much.
Thank you.
The Juice Radio Show and KBOB 89.9 would like to say thank you to all of our listeners and sponsors who donate to help keep our media program alive, reaching the community. The Juice Radio Network continues to expand as influencers in the community of North Tulsa and beyond, but can't do that without your help. That's why it's important that we as a community continue to support the Juice Radio Show and keep 89.9 on the air. The community not only deserves this service, but needs this service. Let's continue to support the mission and giving a voice to the voiceless and donate to the Juice Radio Show. The Juice Radio Show is a nonprofit 501c3 powered by KBOB 89.9 and Eden Media Services, operating solely off the gifts, donations, and contributions made by listeners like yourself. All donations made to the Juice Radio Show are tax deductible and can be sent to 1216 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D, Tulsa, Oklahoma 74106.
It's Tulsa, Tulsa. I see you here in Tulsa. I'm in Tulsa chilling.
We appreciate your continued support and thanks for listening to KBOB 89.9 FM.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
Strange fruit.
This is News You Can Use right here on KBOB 89.9 FM and Simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Network, powered by World One Development. And we are back to Molly.
Yes.
Greg hit a long home run with that.
Yeah, he did. So make sure you guys are in attendance, because this is one of those moments in time when we need everybody's, input, so that we can make recommendations or provide information to the city council, so they can have some kind of framework to kind of start working from and perspectives of community.
Right, absolutely. And we got another special guest live in studio, man. This is one of the hardest working brothers in all of Tulsa and Oklahoma, not just North Tulsa, that makes sure the resources and the things that we need are here. And he creates environments and situations and conferences so that you can go learn, because health is wealth.
And he's my classmate, and he went to Booker
See,
T.
you always want to add that Booker T and classmate stuff. See, I tried to get away from it, but I can't see. Officer St. Lieutenant, I'm looking out for you. But I understand. We're supposed to have that pride for our school, because, hey, y'all do some big things out there. I must admit that. Mr. Reggie Albee, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So what do we have going on with Blood at the Root? That's deep already. Just when you say Blood at the Root. But let the audience know that's they tuning in from everywhere. So you might get some of these regional people to drive on in. But what do you have happening on this great day?
Blood at the Roots is a conference that we're hosting at OSU Tulsa on April 13th and 14th. And it's open to anybody.
Yes.
But the reason that we're bringing this conference to Tulsa is because we wanted to call out a system that unfortunately causes some people in our community to not be successful or reach their full potential.
Right.
And so it feels like we're in a new civil rights movement.
Yes.
And, as you know, right now, unfortunately, there are more Black people incarcerated in our prison system than were enslaved in 1850.
Yes.
We know that there are issues regarding housing. So you could have a Black person that is trying to sell their house, and oftentimes it's undervalued depending on the assessor that comes out to do the assessment. And so we know that there are major issues there. We know that Black women during pregnancy are 3 to 4 times more likely to die than their white counterparts.
Man,
so why is that happening?
Yeah.
And so this conference is going to call out those things, but we're also going to come with some solutions.
Yes.
And so a lot of those solutions are around policy.
Right.
And so we know that worked during the civil rights movement, and those things will work today. But in some way, it feels like we're going back in time.
Yes.
And so we are, again, want to call these things out, but we also want to put some mechanisms in place to really change the trajectory of the way that we're going right now.
Yes.
And Damali, that's deep what he said. Look, one thing he said is it's more people incarcerated now that was in slavery. Just when he said it, it just hits you in your spirit.
Yeah.
And then behind that, when you say now on the other side of that, it's 2023, and we still sounds like 3 times more likely to die, when women are going in to give birth. I just want to make sure I'm saying that right.
Yes.
Think about just those 2 things alone, meaning we go in the wrong direction a few areas.
Yeah. Yeah. And with modern technology and all of the things that we have in place, we should be, going the other direction and more advanced than where we are. So this is a perfect opportunity. And I love the fact that you're saying that we're going to come with solutions.
Right.
So it's not because we're very good about having conferences and having meetings to sit here and talk about a problem, but we don't, hone in on how we can make that, make the change and flip those numbers, So I love that about, this particular conference. So give us a little bit of information as to how people can sign up to go. I mean, does it require for you to sign up, or can you just come, or what do we need to do?
There's a $125 registration fee.
Okay.
You can call 918-732-4625 to register. Registration is going to be open all the way up until next Thursday, April the 13th.
Okay.
Not only are we going to have great keynote speakers and breakout session speakers, we actually have over 40 speakers that are traveling from all over the country to be a part of this conference.
That's awesome.
And so along with those speakers, we're going to provide lunch both days. We're going to provide continental breakfast both days, an afternoon snack.
Yeah.
And we're also going to provide pet therapy. So we know that this information is going to be heavy. And so we want to make sure we have an opportunity for people to take care of themselves.
Right.
So we have a quiet room. We have pet therapy. We are even offering chair massages at no cost. So, so we are really excited about bringing the conference to Tulsa. One of the things that I also want to mention, as you know, in North Tulsa, residents who live there are dying 11 years earlier than residents in South Tulsa. So that is still a major problem. We still have major health disparities in our own city.
Right.
But this is not a unusual issue that is just focused on Tulsa. It happens all over the country.
Right.
You
So,
know, you know what I realized? That he's a mind reader too. Because as soon as I thought about that, you know, living North Tulsa versus as soon as I thought it, you start saying, I said, don't be reading my mind, Mr. Ivy. Now we get our haircut at the same spot. I don't know read my mind, but at the same time, for a person that's been, how long have you give people a little bit about your background? Because you putting this on, that's huge. Because they probably like, what kind of man can even pull this off?
Right.
So because we got people tuning in from all over, can you just give them a little bit about yourself?
well, I've been in public health for 30 years. And I worked for the Tulsa Health Department for 27 years. And we recently started a nonprofit organization called Be Well Community Development Corporation. And we have a housing program where we're trying to encourage people to purchase a home in North Tulsa. As a part of that, we provide home buyer education classes and also financial literacy courses. And we help people to become mortgage ready. And so since last July, we have placed 13 individuals in homes in North Tulsa. So really excited about that work. But I've been working to reduce health disparities in North Tulsa since 2019. And it was really hard 2009, excuse me. And it was really hard at first because when I would speak in front of people and I would tell them what the health disparities were in North Tulsa, people didn't believe it. And so in 2010s, around that time period, we learned that residents were dying 14 years earlier in North Tulsa than they were dying in South Tulsa. So we've had some improvement, but a 3-year improvement is not much. And so there is still a lot of work that needs to be done.
I'm gonna tell you something, Molly. I can just tell you now, when I think about heroes, man, Mr. Reggie Ivy is what I consider a hero in the community, because just imagine 30 years in this space and him just think about the things that he's knocking down to bring heavyweights like this to town. And graduating from Booker T, you can tell he could probably work anywhere in the United States, but for whatever reason, his heart is Tulsa, it's the community is there. And I'm always, like I say, a hero because deciding to stay home to help your own community.
That's right.
Nieces, nephew, cousins, friends, kids, and all of that is not always easy. So I just want to say that to say thank you, that I do look at you like a hero for serving your own community for 30 years in an area that's so critical.
Yes.
You know, that's your classmate. So
my classmate.
and she popping her collar. She just see, I can't do that because I'm from another state. But I want everybody to get out here. He said it's open to everybody. You know, because these disparities is not just in North Tulsa, it's all over the United States. So definitely if you're in Arkansas, Texas, Kansas, St. Louis, any of them states, it's worth that little trip. It's worth the $125 registration fee to make for a better future for you, your kids, and your community, because I'm assuming you can take this information back to the community in which you're from.
Absolutely.
And share the love all around.
Thank you so much. We appreciate all of the hard work you do in community, and it's all about us all working together to try to make sure that we leave a solid foundation for the next generation.
That's right.
And you are definitely doing that. So, kudos to you, and we appreciate you for doing that.
Where can people follow? Give the website one more time. Where's it going to be located? Just a few of those high-level details.
So the website is www.bewellcdc.org.
Okay.
Telephone number is 918-732-4625. It's going to be held at OSU Tulsa next week, April 13th and 14th, 8:30 to 4:30.
All right.
I'm going to be there, Damali. You going to be there?
I'm going to try to slide up in there.
You're going to try to slide in there a little bit? Y'all be there. Y'all heard Rich. Thank you so much, one, for just coming in and sharing this information. We're going to take a picture. We're going to get all the flyers. We're going to post it on World One Development. Y'all continue to share it. And if there's anything that we can ever do here at KBOB, definitely World One Development News you can use, always just let us know.
Thank you. I appreciate you all.
All right.
All right, y'all. Well, we got one more special guest. He done already doubled down on the Dream Center. So we told him we got to talk about that part just a little bit, but we're going to engage. It is the police report, the first Wednesday of every month that we do, and we're gonna get a little bit more into how can we keep our kids safe. Y'all stay locked in. This is KBOB 89.9 FM, World One Development News you can use. We'll be right back, y'all. Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046. EduRec is a youth and family fun center located at 5424 North Madison Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. At EduRec, we offer a host of activities for children and families of the Tulsa community at little to no cost. To find out about the many programs, activities, and services offered at EduRec, please visit our website, www.edurectulsa.com, or just give us a call at 918-430-3947.
This is News You Can Use right here on Kbob 89.9 FM and simulcast on the News You Can Use Media Network, powered by World One Development. Damali.
Yes.
And Reggie came in here and hit a long home run.
And did.
Man, did a good job. So y'all make sure we're going to post a picture. We're going to put all those flyers.
Yes.
At the root, we're going to get to it.
Yes, absolutely.
Health is wealth, man. They got it going on.
You don't know what you don't know. So educating yourself is always key.
Welcome to the show, your first cousin. Mr. Jube is in the building.
Hey, cuzzo, what's up? What you been up
on,
to?
My brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. And everybody that's to tune in, make sure you continue to share this live video. I know people streaming in all over the world, all around the country, and we appreciate that on YouTube, KBOB, News You Can Use.
That's right.
And some other platforms we're going to tell you about, along with the secret listeners that's always in the building with us. Damali.
Right. Yes.
We got another special guest.
Another special guest.
None other.
Yes.
Than the world famous. I'm going to call him the Double Down.
The Double Down. Pastor Double Down.
Pastor Double. Like, did you really want to do it? Yes, I did. I doubled down on it. None other than Tulsa Dream Center's own Pastor Tim is in the building.
Yes.
Yo, how you guys doing?
We're great. How are you?
Glad to be here.
Yes.
You're doing great.
It's always a great day when you come on by.
Man, it is a great day at the Tulsa Dream Center.
Yes,
I gotta say
always.
this first. Congratulations on the West Tulsa opening. First and foremost.
Yes.
And congratulations.
He got a bomb for that?
Yeah.
Drop
the bomb.
And congratulations on dropping off 30,000 eggs.
Man.
At the Easter egg hunt.
Made it rain on the kids.
Okay, for real. Literally.
And I saw that. I said, see, that's how you do it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Those are the kind of experiences that the kids in our community deserve.
Right.
Yeah. That's what it's about. And we want to bring amazing things. Who our boys and girls to know that's dope stuff happening in their community.
That's right.
You know, things that you may not be able to experience anywhere else.
Yep.
Now, West Tulsa, we coming at you this Saturday.
Uh-oh.
We're going to be doing the same thing from 10 to 1 down there. So,
Charles, you know how much 30,000 eggs cost?
You know what? I heard egg prices are high, but we
$7 a dozen.
But we talking about a lot of eggs. We talking about Uncle Tim.
Oh, I forgot who we talking to.
On the end of his hashtag is success.
Big dog.
Right.
That's what success look like. And you know what? What I love about Pastor Tim, he always got the smile.
Success.
And in the middle of everything that's going on, because I'll bump into him, like, man, how you feel with all this? He said, man, it's God, man, it's all good. You know, I don't worry. I mean, so you don't just get that perspective, man. That comes over time, that comes over experience, that comes over just knowing it's something greater than you that's going on.
And he's always got a good spirit about him too. So.
Right.
Well, and just knowing that, you are doing your part. Whatever that is, and so God will keep opening up doors and making your part larger and larger and increasing your territory, and so that's what you do.
Yeah,
so.
that's what we're trying to do.
And we're gonna get back into like the kids and the shooting and certain things going on. But before that, there's so many people tuning in from so many different places. Tell them how they can support the Tulsa Dream Center. First.
Yeah, you can go to tulsadreamcenter.org, our website. Follow us on Instagram, Tulsa Dream Center. You can follow me on Instagram, Tim Success Newton. And find out all different things going on, how you can get involved and get plugged in. we're just trying to serve our people.
Yes.
Man, okay, well, y'all got that now. Y'all make sure y'all hit that button, hit that donate button.
Right.
Back.
Yes.
Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders, I didn't let him. I had to wrestle him. We was wrestling to keep him here, but still here. I'm tired a little bit. Miss Priscilla Reynolds, welcome to the show.
Hey.
And so back to school shootings. Pastor Tim, you have a school. That's number one. Drexel Academy. And then you work with kids every day, and we do as well. So I feel like this fitting because guess who we all see all the time? Lieutenant DeLorean Sanders.
He's there.
Yes,
Yeah.
So what do you think about that in your space and what you see because you deal with so many kids?
Man, like it's heavy. You know, when you see situations like what happened last week, and it gets you thinking about, okay, well, how can I do things differently at Drexel? How can I do things different at the Dream Center?
Right.
And what measures can we put in place to protect our kids? Because they should be safe when they go to school.
Right.
Even as a parent, you know, like I want my kids to be safe when they're
That's
at school.
the expectation.
And so, yeah, that is the expectation, that they're learning, they're safe.
Right.
You know, like those things that I shouldn't have to question are these things happening? And so it's definitely something that makes you think about and pray hard on.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
Now, we just had a special guest in, Mr. Reggie Ivy, you know, because he got At the Root that's going on. I heard that you got a little something to do with that. What role are you going to play in that?
Man, I'm going to be one of the session speakers there.
Awesome.
We're going to be talking about youth violence in our community, the disparages that take place within our community from, black, white, whatever, and what did our young people talk about in this? We did this study with Georgetown University, and they took a lot of data, criminal justice, youth justice data, and they pulled it all together and said, all right, this is what we see happening,
right?
Based on the numbers,
right? And
then we went to our young people and said, hey, this is what's happening.
Right.
Tell us why you guys think this is happening, and not only why do you guys think it's happening, what are the solutions?
Yeah.
And so we went out. This is actually a 2-year study that we did with our young people, and we're rolling it out and just communicating it to as many people as possible to be a part of the solution, because our boys and girls, they came up with really good hardcore solutions that are really, really easy if everyone just knows how to roll it out.
And that's funny because sometimes we as adults, the easiest thing to do for us to solve some of these problems is listen to these babies.
Yeah.
They have the answers. Like they come up with some profound stuff. It's just that we think we're the adults and we know better and we don't even ask them.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. And kudos to you for actually listening to these young folks and actually putting a report out there. Because like you said, some of this stuff is real easy.
Yeah.
It's real simple.
Yeah. And the numbers, honestly, like they were staggering. Like when I started looking at like our boys and girls are 6.6 times more likely to get arrested with having a gun, like our black males, like here in our city. It's like, man, like, why is that?
Right.
Like, how can we keep our young people away from being in situations where they're walking around with guns? Why do you feel like you need to carry a gun?
Right.
And so like those stuff like that is like, how do we address those issues that are going on inside our community?
Yeah.
And, I know like Mr. Sanders, he see it every single day.
Every day. That's why I'm going to pull them in. Like, Officer Sanders, why do you feel like it's us? We get arrested more with guns because you're on the streets. Is that what you see?
Well, yes, because they think they need it for protection.
Okay.
They think everybody that they're against has a gun. The days when we grew up, when we had a problem, I didn't get in many of them, but you fist fight and it was over. And sometimes you're friends after the fight.
That's right.
But here today, they just think they can solve their problem with guns. This past 2 weeks, Tulsa Public School Police, they recovered at least 6 guns off school property.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's scary. Like you say,
Scary, man.
Pastor Tim, that's scary when you just hearing that. And because the thing is, you work with these kids. We work with these kids every day. It ain't nice, they sharp. But then a lot of times when we have to remember when they at Edgerec, when they're at the Dream Center, they safe.
Yeah.
You can put your gun. I'm going to the Dream Center.
Yeah.
But we don't know what the kids go.
Well, you can be safe. There was something, I remember years, like we had Chamberlain Park, and that's supposed to be a safe place. And this is when I was in my rookie years, and they was hiding the guns up under the bleachers while they playing basketball.
Oh wow!
And I went, that's when I was really active. I went in there and I seen when they hit them, and I went and recovered all the guns while they standing there.
Confiscated all the guns.
Who's all these guns? They were like, they ain't mine. Okay, thank you, they mine.
Right.
And that's what, and that,
like
that
3 of them.
Yeah, that was kind of my point, Pastor Tim, that in Damali, that we working with these kids, but we don't know when they get ready to leave, do they have to switch and put on a different mask
Yes.
when they go? So it's going to require things like what we're doing in the community to bring them out, to hopefully bring those things out.
Correct.
So we can address those issues.
Correct. And then that's really what the conversation is all about. Like, these are things steps that we can make that doesn't really require a bunch of money, just require effort.
Right.
You know, one of the things that our young people, and it wasn't in the report, you know, it said like parental support, but really like parental, any people that they view as someone that they respected. So adult figures inside their life. And it's like, well, how do we make them feel more supported? You know, and those things like let me be a greater mentor to a young person.
Sure.
You know, and it's obviously like I can't be a mentor to everyone, but if you do it and you do it and you do it and you do it, now like, okay, now we make some headway.
Sure.
You know, and so it's just those type of things that as a community, how can we come together to really tackle this? Because this is not something they're here to react,
right?
You know, like that's their job. Like, and so like they're doing their job and they're doing their job well.
Right.
It's up to us as a community.
You know what? And I think that part of it is too, is we need to understand and go back to the village mentality. You know, and something that I witnessed firsthand when we were in Uganda, you know, that was a true village. I mean, everybody looked after everybody, you know, kids were safe because everybody was looking after everybody. And when I was coming up as a kid, I remember in our neighborhood, you know, we'd sneak out and go do something. And Miss Bessie was across the street, baby. And if Miss Bessie saw you, she'd be like, now, you know, you ain't supposed to be doing that. I'm going to tell your mama when she get there. You know, it was just that communal, everybody taking care of everybody. And somewhere along the way, we've forgotten about that. You know, we've gotten away from those principles. So this, what you're saying is let's get back to the village and taking care of one another and looking out for each other.
Let me throw this out there. Well, quick shout out to Natalie Collins. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Let me know where you're from, man. There's a lot of people on. If things are going on in your community, throw it in here. We got Pastor Tim and the Lieutenant in here. We don't mind answering y'all questions. I'm gonna throw this out here, and I just want to see what y'all response is gonna be. A lot of grown people say these kids are crazy. I'm scared of them. I don't fool with them. What do y'all say to that?
Well, you got to build a relationship. You know,
that part.
You know, what y'all know. I go to a lot of events where there's a lot of young people at. You know, they don't know me, but they know my face.
Sure.
And I talk to a lot of them. And I'm always in and out of McLean High School during lunchtime, just sitting around, shaking hands, talking to the athletes, talking to other students, and you know, and they come up to me and talk to me, you know, and shake my hand and talk about stuff. And when they have information to give us about guns or anything else that's going on, they feel free to talk to you about it. That's how you got to build a relationship with some of these young people. You just can't just treat them like they don't know anything and disrespect them and expect them to respect you back.
You said the key word, you can't disrespect them. You can't act like you're their dad or you their mom if you don't even know them.
Right.
You know, because you might get that kind of smoke.
Even the gang
they call it.
Even the ones so-called gang bangers. You can't just start dissing their gang. And you know they're in the gang and stuff like that, but you still got to talk to them, you know, like they normal people.
Right.
And
he's changing the perspective though, you know.
Right. Pastor Tim, these kids are crazy. I ain't fooling with these kids. They so disrespectful. I just stay away from them. What do you say to that?
You got to love them through it.
Hey.
You know, I mean, just like the officer sounds like, if you get to know them, you'll find out that most of it's just a facade. And the truth of the matter, they want to be held accountable. You know, like when we go into the schools, I was actually at McLean just the other week ago, and mom called me. Son was wilding out at home. I knew I can catch him at school. I went to school, called him in the hallway. I was like, yo, bro, what's up? What's going on? You know, and you know, we have our conversation. And right down the hallway, there was a young man. His name is Taiwan. He's a teacher now at McLean. Grew up at the Dream Center. And he was back there. I saw him. He just started smiling, and he's like, "Man, I remember when you held me up in this hallway."
Yeah.
You know, he said, man, like most young people, like he said, I remember when people, they would say, man, Pastor Tim came up here and checked on you, like, and I was fussing at him.
Right.
Like he was in trouble. It wasn't like, hey man, how you doing? It was like, boy, you gonna get up and get it. Like, I'm about to drop this pastor off my name so I can say some words to you.
Right.
You know, like we about to have one of those type of conversations.
Right.
But like he wanted that, he needed that.
Man.
And now young people, they know, I've never had a young person push back on me holding them accountable.
Right.
In my 19 years of doing this work in this community, I've never had a young person, because like you said, they see my face.
There you
So
go.
they may not know me by name, I'm like, oh, but it was like, oh man, who is that? Like, oh, that's Pastor Tim from Dream Center. Like, oh yeah, I see him around. Like, so they want that, but we have to build that relationship.
That's right.
You know, and say, yeah, like, yeah, they're gonna act like that because they're putting up that front.
Yeah.
You know, and then once they see that you care, they're like, okay, that comes down real quick.
Yeah.
Now let me tell y'all listeners now, Pastor Tim and Lieutenant Sanders, they 2 decades in the game. So you might not can use exactly what they use. Can't get in there and say, hey, get over here and talk to me. I said, man, you better get out of my face. Well, let me So you gotta build a relationship.
Yes. Exactly.
That's the first thing we gotta remember. And be respectful while
Mhm.
you building that relationship. I see Damali walk up to place. It'd be a whole bunch of kids and they rowdy and all of that. They see Damali, they be like, shh, 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 calm down. So either Damali knows something we don't know, or why do kids calm down when they see the Uganda with the gold? Yes. They calm down. They go over. They you know how you can kind of just be doing what they be like, oh, here she come, hold on.
But you know, that goes back to the respect thing that you're
Same
talking
thing.
about. You know, I mean, I know some of these kids they're in gangs, you know, and they, you know that. But when you walk up, you know, then they're like, that's Mr. Molly. Fool, shut up. Don't be cussing, you know.
Exactly.
It's Mr. Molly, you know. And for those that don't know, be like, who is that? Man, don't worry about it. Just don't say them cuss words no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's that thing where, you know, you come in, you talk to them, you mentor them. You know, you meet them, you know, and you're real with them and still let them know that, hey, on the path that you're going, this is where you're going to end up. Where you want to go, what you want to do. If you need help, come holler at me. You know, you need a job, come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So they know that. They know you care about them and their situation. You know, so then now they respond to you differently.
Exactly.
So, and that's what we are all doing. So, you know,
I think the biggest thing come out of this entire conversation today is that most of these young people just need someone to care and listen to them.
That's it.
Pay attention, have the dialogue. And we can eliminate some of these situations because they'll change their trajectory in which they traveling in life. So that's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. Pastor Tim, Priscilla said, Pastor Tim, keep up the great work, my friend. And I'll just add this before we get into these hump day hot topics, which kind of all goes into what we're talking about anyway, is look, 2 things. If you forget everything else, man, people just have to feel, if nothing else, just remember they have to feel needed and loved. And sometimes it's tough love. So even though you got to get on, so let them feel love and say, look, we need you to do this. Because most everybody, if you think about it, if you're a dad, your biggest thing and why you can be that jungle lion when you come out is you're needed by your family and you love. That drives you all day, every day. But even these young people got to feel needed and loved. So
listen, Eli Grayson said that young people loved his father. He said he asked him why. And he said it was because he would always ask them their names and he remembered it.
And remembered it.
And remembered it.
That means it's important.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, what else?
What else?
They trying to remember that Black History trivia question that you asked.
We're going to get to that next. What we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to get into the hump day hot topics. We're going to wrap this up and we're going to answer that trivia question.
Yes.
Might send somebody some dollars. This is KBOB 89.9 FM and simulcast on the news. You can use Media Network, powered by World One Development. Hump day hot topics coming up next.
The 36th Street North Event Center is a full-scale event center where we share the experiences of the community. At the event center, you can rent space for weddings, birthday parties, receptions, concerts, Greek events, quinceañeras, and much more. We also do custom decor, linen, and centerpieces. We're located at 1125 East 36th Street North. To book your next special event, business gathering, or community event, call us at 918-200-9046.
Fitting Back In is a reintegration program designed to help those released from prison to fit back into the community as productive, valuable members of society. They help schedule various classes such as anger management, substance abuse, and mental health. They also work with different programs in the community to provide job training. If you or someone you know needs help with resources in career development, employment, or housing, to find out more information, call 918-592-3500 or stop by 2121 North Harvard Avenue, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m.
EduRec is a youth and family fun center located at 5424 North Madison Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma. At EduRec, we offer a host of activities for children and families of the Tulsa community at little to no cost. To find out about the many programs, activities, and services offered at EduRec, please visit our website, www.edurectulsa.com, or just give us a call at 918-430-3947.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The all new KBOB 89.9 FM, Black on Black Community Radio. And now it's time for the Hump Day Hot Topics with Charles and Damali.
hey, guess what day it is? Hump Day! Hump Day! It's Hump Day! Hey, Mike!
It's the Hump Day Hot Topics on News You Can Use.
Mike. Am I there? Yes.
Two of my favorite drops back to back.
I know,
You
right?
About the police report.
Yes.
Then we come behind it with that. Pastor Tim then came here and turned it up 10 more levels. We still loving the kids, respecting the kids, and we showing up in hallways and putting the pastor cap down and talking to them. Thanks for joining us. Okay, we back. Let's get into this first Hump Day Hot Topic.
Yes, so LSU National Championship controversy.
Come on with it now. But quick, congratulations to the LSU Lady Tigers.
Absolutely. And then we also want to say congratulations to the UConn boys.
Them UConn Huskies. I told
Yeah.
people they was going to win. I think
You
I was
said
sitting here
that.
talking to somebody.
JB brought it up.
I told them
You said
You know, they
UConn.
cool and all. I wanted San Diego State to
I know.
win, even
I
though
know
San
you
Diego
did.
State
And
is
it
not a
didn't happen.
I
state.
know. But I told you them three big 7'4". I
Yeah.
told you what they did to Arkansas.
Yeah.
They
Laid
did my
y'all
boys
down.
like that. I said, hey.
They ran through everybody, man.
Yeah, uncle. You got to say uncle when it's 7'4". I mean, it's just what it is. But shout out to all of those young athletes, man. It was an amazing Sweet 16 run. And
Yes.
hey, everybody can't win.
Yes, and you know what? And it's really unfortunate because I've been watching this. I actually watched the LSU game. I thought it
You
was
did?
I did. Believe it or not, I watched the game.
LSU versus
Thought it was-
Iowa.
I did.
That was a good game.
Yeah, that was a really good game.
I don't believe you watched
Really,
the
really
game.
good. I did. I promise you I did. And
Mm-hmm.
so for me, I'm just like, I saw the hand gestures and all that, and I'm just like, okay, well, whatever.
Right.
Because to me, I'm like, you reap what you sow. So you turned around and did this to the other young lady in the other game. I didn't watch that game, but I heard about it before the LSU and Iowa game, So to me, I'm like, you just reap what you sow. And to me, that's part of competition.
Right.
Like how many games have you watched? The worst one I used to hate was Charles Barkley. He used to get under my skin. Oh my God. Because he was just so, just annoying, but that's what you do. As part, I don't
That's
think
part
it
of the
was,
game.
it's part
Part
of
of
the
the
game.
psychology.
Right.
I'm gonna pass it to Sam. Did you see what you think about
Yeah.
the controversy with the LSU young lady playing in the Iowa? Both superstars. Shout outs to them. They just kids.
Well, I didn't have no problem with it. It wasn't really them talking about it. It was other people.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
They know the situation, and you gotta understand them girls been battling each other even before college.
Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so they got a real competitive situation going on. So and so I don't feel like wasn't much wrong with it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she was close to the girl, but other than that, they didn't have a problem with it. The other player didn't have a problem with it, but it's just other people around had
Yeah.
problems.
The
with
grown
it.
folks.
Yeah,
The grown folks. Pastor Tim, what
Yeah.
you think about it? You were kids every day.
Yeah. I mean, and I think we forget, especially older ones, we forget how close these young people are.
Right.
Like
Right.
they know each other.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Right.
Like I said, they didn't play against each other AAU,
Yeah.
different
Right.
tournaments,
Yeah.
all over. Like they probably known each other since high school.
Right.
Yeah.
And so because when you get to that level, like they all have crossed
In the
paths in
same-
some way,
Yes.
social media. And so, I watched the game. I saw it. Like you just saw two people competitive, like,
Yes.
and they were going at it like,
Yes.
I'm gonna crush you.
Yes.
And I was like, this is great.
It was the best game ever, right?
It was the best game ever.
Yes.
I kind of typically don't watch female basketball. And I was like, yo,
You slipping. You
these
sleeping on
girls
it.
are
yes.
turned up. I need to start watching this more often.
Right.
Well, my
And so,
daughter grew up in
nothing
female
wrong with it.
basketball,
So,
yeah,
so,
so
you
I
get
was
it.
used to it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
let's do this because it seems like we are all in agreement.
Yeah.
The competitive nature. My daughter just graduated 2 years ago, and I was on the AAU circuit
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over the U.S.
Right.
I know how
Right.
it gets,
Yeah.
and,
So you
and some
get it.
people might not even go, so
Yeah.
we get it. But we can't have to go outside of the box because the outside of the box is our peers.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So do we feel like it's unfair in how they treated Kaylin versus
Yeah.
the sister?
Oh,
Mhm.
And now we
Oh,
just talking to
100%.
our peers because we good with the kids.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The kids got it going on. We loved it. That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
we are.
For
But-
those that didn't see what happened,
Well, South
She's still
Carolina.
doing this.
So South
No,
Carolina.
John Cena.
Let me give him the back thing.
Okay,
Let me
yeah,
give him
go
the
ahead. Give
backstory.
him the backstory.
So South Carolina, this is where I think it stemmed from. So South Carolina was undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't won like 42 in a row. They was 36-0. Most people felt like they was gonna win it all, including me.
Right.
But Iowa came up.
Yeah.
And they got this young girl named Kate and the white girl, and she cold. And you know how we always, she is cold with the game. I watched the cold game, and she put it on them, but she had all these antics, which was cool because we just said it was cool. The John Cena hand gesture, I'm gonna get a ring, pumping up the crowd, doing all of that.
Oh, so they was just turned.
So hold on. So part 2 of that, LSU girls, which are primarily girls that look like
us.
Damali. I won't say us because I'm a guy. Damali, but much taller.
Right.
And they saw it, so they kind of put what you call, they put it out there that
I didn't say it.
That this is not going to be a Cinderella, no Joyce in it. If you think you're going to do us like that, get ready, here we come.
Bring
So
the pain.
the smoke that you got, the smoke is coming back, is what they said. The coach is talking about it, so it built up with Iowa versus LSU girls. LSU girls put it on them. And they basically did the same gestures that the white young lady did. And the thing was this, the media, they were okay with it.
It's good when they do it.
Yeah.
Got a problem when I do it.
But the media, I'm talking about main media.
Yeah.
Those outlets came out and said that's disrespectful, that's unsportsmanlike, that's this.
To the black girl.
To the black girl.
Yeah.
When it was great. Come on, Pastor
It was
Tim.
great when Caitlin did it.
It was great. It was passion. It was keeping your kids going. We love it. We can feel it. And it was okay around the world.
Yeah, Caitlin, give them what you got, Caitlin.
Yeah, give
and
it
so
all.
then the other thing that was even more damaging was that First Lady Biden says, because the winner goes to the White House, right?
The winner only.
The winner
There's only
only.
be one winner.
Yeah.
So she says, "Oh, well, I think it was such a great game. We should invite both of them. I'm going to talk to Joe about that."
No. Tim, what do you think? Go ahead and give your response.
That's a bunch of ridiculousness.
Ridiculousness. I love it.
Second place do not get to
trophies.
go.
No. You don't do that.
First place only, but that shows the concession. Because my thought, I'll pass it to Molly. If LSU would have lost, you think she'd have invited both because of the good game?
Absolutely not.
I'm just saying sometimes some of the things, that's what I love about KBOB, because we love everybody.
Yes.
Everybody know everybody in here. We work with everybody. We love everybody, but we have to have these real conversations sometime because guess what? It's our daughters and our kids that we have to go explain the unfairness when these things happen. So y'all, let's just do better. Let these kids have fun and let's stay at the way so Officer Sanders don't have to come and regulate at a basketball game.
Officer Sanders have to regulate.
All right.
Do that before.
And one of the comments that I wanted to read this is Dr. First. So that First Lady is a doctor,
right?
And so she requires First Lady Biden, is a doctor, and so she requires her staff to refer to her as Dr. First Lady. And so somebody made the comment that Dr. First Lady horrific case, black women and coddle white fragility was unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Man, that's deep. I'm gonna leave that right there. That's hot. I'm not going
to gotta give it to them real.
She since came back and tried to apologize for the situation, but because she has to, because you know how we are as voters.
Yeah,
we'll use that. Some people will use that one little incident, no matter, and won't vote for Biden just because of that.
But it's not an election year, so it don't matter. People won't remember that.
Let's do this real quick. Mr. Energizer down in the J-Bone Lounge said the social media folks just decided to create some unnecessary controversy and people on the outside, which is kind of what we said. Did you not understand sports, or do you not understand sports? I have anything to do with sports, don't know what's been competitive, is because that's not really worded right. So I might leave right there.
But that's what I'm saying.
I think the gist of what he's saying is people outside of the sport that don't understand sport, that don't understand the competitive nature of how we get, and it's how we get down. We got to say that. We nice and all that, but we gonna jump, we gonna hoorah, we gonna play music. That's what we gonna do. But that's passion. But we definitely gonna dap you up and love you at the end. It ain't personal.
And I wanted to also give a shout out to Angel Reese from LSU, and her cousin actually played for UConn.
They both got
it. I thought this was so cool. And so one of his comments was, man, the family reunion is going to be lit. I love it. Yes.
Just like I might show up playing some
while you playing. Yes.
All right. Well, we got to get into this Black History Trivia. And then
Black History Trivia question. So here we go. Question: who was the first? And I'm going to give you two because you guys didn't get a chance to give your answer.
I gave it.
You did.
Oh, you did give yours. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So question: who was the first open heart surgeon in the United States? Was it A, Daniel Hale Williams? Was it B, Dorothy Brown? Was it C, Alexander Augusta? Or was it D, Regina Benjamin? Come on, Pastor Tim, you in the hot seat. What you got?
Give me the second one again. I want to say B.
Brown.
No, not Dorothy Brown. What was the other one?
Alexander Augusta.
Alexander Augusta.
Okay, so that's another one for C.
So me, Mr. Energizer.
You pick C.
We said A. Mr. Energizer said A. Making sure I didn't miss
Alexander Augusta just sounds like
it just sounds like a
doctor's
doctor's name. Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, the answer is A. Daniel Williams. Charles.
Dr. Williams.
High five.
You know them Williams don't play.
I know.
I got to talk about them Williams.
I should have thought about
last name.
You got it there.
Yes.
Good job,
Williams. Yeah, it's
good job.
You are like 100%, dude.
I think he might be 95.
95? You think you're 95? You missed one?
But I'm on a run, right?
He's on a roll.
All right, so Daniel Hale Williams was an African-American surgeon who founded Providence Hospital in 1891. It was the first non-segregated hospital in the United States. Providence also had an associated nursing school for African Americans. He actually cut a small hole into a patient's chest using a scalpel. Then he repaired a severed artery and a tear in the sac around the heart.
Wow.
That individual ended up living for another 20 years, which made Williams become known as one of the first doctors in the world to perform a successful open heart surgery.
Wow. That's what you call amazing right there.
That is amazing.
For another 2 decades.
Because I don't know if I'd let you do that.
Man.
Now we gonna run. Y'all get ready to share this video. Everybody's still hanging with us. We appreciate that. But get ready, Pastor Tim, for the 3 things to leave with the people. You get ready. We're gonna run through these upcoming events. Gonna come back to y'all, and we're gonna get out of here.
All right. Upcoming events. So World One Development is looking for volunteers to help serve the community. If you would like to volunteer or need community service hours, you can give us a call at 918-380-1493, or you can email me at damali.wilson@world1development.com. Or inbox us on Facebook Messenger at World One Development. Look, AJ said, do I get a gift for chiming?
Yes, you do, AJ. You're going to be here this weekend. I got some gifts for you. Come on down, big brother. I got you.
Right. If you're looking to have an event, the 36th Street North Event Center has dates available. Give us a call at 918-200-9046 to reserve your spot. Fitting Back In is still taking registrations for justice-involved individuals, past or present, in Tulsa County for job training programs that will yield living wage jobs. You can contact Christy Williams at Christy, KRISTI.Williams@fittingbacktulsa.org, or you can give her a call at 918-592-3500 to sign up. We're here to help justice-involved citizens thrive.
Plus, you get $250 a week.
Okay.
So somebody sleeping on that couch like, oh, all I had went to jail. You better get up off that couch.
Okay.
We're going to give you $250 a week. We're going to help you with your transportation, and we're going to get you a livable wage job and help you with housing.
Big time.
Let's do this thing.
That part. Oasis Fresh Market is open from 8 o'clock a.m. until 9 o'clock p.m. Monday through Saturday, and 8 o'clock a.m. until 8 o'clock p.m. on Sundays. Make sure you stop by for all your grocery needs. The state of Oklahoma has released additional funds for emergency utility assistance. The request is for gas and electric bills only. You can call DHS at 405-487-5483 and make sure that you have your utility account information with you. Gas and electric bills only, okay? And you do not have to have a cutoff notice.
Wow, that's good.
Okay? Uganda Missions. If you would like to support and sponsor a child's education for one school year, consider making a donation to World One Development in the amount of $250. That takes care of breakfast, lunch, books, uniform, and a broom for one student. You can go to our website at world1development.com/Uganda-missions, or you can send us a cash app at $ World One Development, or you can send us a donation via PayPal at donations@world1development.com. I do want to say this, that as of right now, we have about 17 new students that we're going to be able to scholarship because of the African Experience birthday party.
Think about that, Pastor Tim. For $250, breakfast, lunch, books, uniform, broom for one student for the year.
That's big.
Our government needs to do something else,
I know.
man.
Yes.
That's just going out to eat that cheesecake.
All a broom, too.
A broom, because you know what that is.
That's what I'm saying. Clean up your mess.
That's the labor piece of it. Yeah.
It's the sweep around your own front door.
Right? All right, the Underground Tree Studios presents Icy and Paint Art Class at Lacey Park for kids ages 7 to 16. They're having classes April 6th, 11th, 13th, 18th, and 21st from 6 o'clock p.m. until 8 o'clock p.m. You can sign up at Lacey Park, 2134 North Madison Place. You can give them a call at 918-596-1473.
I like that.
I'm sorry, 1470.
Shout out to them. Yeah.
Yes. There's a new show coming to KBOB 89.9 FM. It's called Our Community, Our Health, and it's a show about health and wellness that can change your life. Our very own Dr. Andre Perdue has assembled some of Tulsa's top Black physicians to discuss health topics. So you can tune in every Friday at 12 o'clock noon right here on KBOB 89.9 FM.
Hold on. This next one, I got to give you some, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Go ahead.
The Golden Egg Extravaganza. Gonna be happening April 8th at Oasis Fresh Market, 1725 North Peoria, from 12 o'clock p.m. until 3 o'clock p.m. There's gonna be food, giveaways, activities, food trucks, and of course, News You Can Use will be hosting.
We will be broadcasting live, and JB Smooth is back on the ones and twos.
Okay.
It's going down. We'll see it. The Divine Nine going to be in the building, too.
Oh, it's going to be an epic adventure.
See if we get Lieutenant Standards to step for us.
Yeah.
I'll be up there.
Hey.
After we do our Easter, we're going to do our Easter egg hunt at 11 o'clock. And then we're going to come up there.
At your church?
At Lacey Park.
Lacey Park.
Okay, at y'all. Okay, Lacey Park. Okay, cool. And then you have something in West Tulsa.
Yep, West Tulsa. We have.
Listen.
Come on,
if y'all don't
And
get no Easter gear and Easter, eggs and stuff, then hey, it's on y'all because we give you all the places.
Please go get them kids an Easter basket.
Please.
Easter egg hunts all over the city.
Man.
All over.
No plastic bags. Bring the Easter bag.
Get them kids a dollar basket from the dollar
At the dollar store.
That's them. What you got?
Man, so a couple of things. One, we have this article here that we report. If you want to get a copy of it, we have a digital copy of it on TulsaDreamCenter.org.
Yes.
/Georgetown Report. You can go on there. But also, we have our spring carnival at the Dream Center where we have carnival rides. You know how we do. It's like the
Are we invited this year?
You guys are invited. Ahead of time now.
There you go.
It is the 22nd, so not, we got a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Couple weeks.
26 from 10 to 1 come out. It's going to be like the fair.
I remember that last one, man.
It poured down rain.
Yeah.
We'll be in the building.
It poured down rain, and they still came through.
Man, it was fun.
We're going to make it happen.
April 22nd, what time?
April 22nd from 10 to 1.
10 to 1.
Sanders was out there driving traffic. I think.
Yeah, I was out there.
Yeah.
I was out there eating food.
Trying to
I
keep
know.
people from running over each other. It was so many people out there.
It was fun though. It was really fun.
We always have about 2,000-3,000 people out
Your
there.
team, man. Your team is so awesome. Just want to give a big shout out to your team.
Yes, shout out to
everybody that contributes to that.
Yes,
everything y'all do is really good.
So don't forget Beyond Apology kickoff April 11th at 5 o'clock p.m. is when we start with the food, and then 5:30 is when the event actually starts at the 36th Street North Event Center, located at 1125 East 36th Street North. It's a series of community conversations rooted in education on repair and reparation in Tulsa. Be Well Community Development Corporation presents Blood at the Roots, Issues of Health Equality, and the New Civil Rights Movement. It's going to be happening April 13th and 14th from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. at OSU Tulsa, located at 700 North Greenwood Avenue. You can get tickets at eventbrite.com, and we'll put all the information on our Facebook page. Don't forget, motorcycle riders and bike enthusiasts, the 10th annual Bike Blessing is going to be taking place. You guys are to meet at Gateway Parking Lot on Pine and Peoria on Sunday, April 16th from 3 o'clock p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. This is going to be a gathering of Tulsa bikers to pray and ride for a safe motorcycle riding season.
I love it.
The Black Wall Street Bike Rally is going to be happening May 12th through 13th. There will be an on-site carnival, vendors, food trucks, live entertainment, bike show, and sound competition. To register, go to blackwallstreetrally.com. A portion of the proceeds will be donated to Edurect Youth and Family Fun Center. And right now, they're looking for vendors to participate in that particular event.
Absolutely. Steve Sanders, he listens to all these upcoming events. He's sitting up there like, Lord, I'm going to be working so many overtime hours. And we still got another one. Hold on, one more.
Yes. All right. And then the R&B Live Concert Series presents Young Guy performing live at the 36th Street North Event Center with special guests Jay Friday and Karen Hall and Adrian Robbins and the AR Experience Band. It's going to be happening May 27th at 7 o'clock p.m. There's going to be a cash bar, VIP meet and greet, VIP tables. Tickets are on sale at 36events.eventbrite.com. So get your tickets.
And that's K-Run Hall.
K-Run, I'm sorry.
These are all R&B artists, male R&B. It's a male R&B heavy show. So,
Okay.
Oh, we slowing it down.
Yeah.
get ready, ladies.
Gonna
All
slow
right.
it down.
It's gonna be a nice one for the grown
JB gonna
folks.
slow it down for the grown folks.
All right.
Birthdays.
Birthdays. April 6th, Wesley Gamble, Marlisha Woods, and Janetta Williams.
Hey,
celebrating
happy
a birthday.
Hey.
April 7th, Sheris Rowe is going to be celebrating a birthday.
What?
Yes.
Happy birthday.
April 8th, Sharice Edwards is celebrating a birthday. And April 10th, Thomas Boxley is going to be celebrating a birthday.
How you gonna leave me out?
Oh, what is your birthday? I'm so
April
sorry.
30.
Oh, look who
Oh, you at the end. You ain't ready yet. Yeah, I was in trouble.
He said every day.
I'm about to get arrested.
Yeah, he said every day my birthday. When April hit, it's my birthday.
It's my birthday.
I just want to give a
Yeah.
shout out to Damali again for her birthday. It was crazy.
Yes.
And shout out to my mom. It was her birthday the day after yours.
Oh, April
Yeah,
2nd. Your mom
so-
good people then.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
All right, y'all. It's been a long show. Y'all been still hanging with us, but
Yes.
we want to get these three things from Lieutenant Sanders and Mr. Tim before we get out of here. What you got?
Three things. Those teach your teenagers not to be posting threats and guns on the internet because you can be arrested for doing that. You don't even have to bring the gun to the school. If you post it acting like you're making threats like that, we can come get you.
Oh, wow.
Stay out of jail.
Yeah.
He said we can come get you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And also teach them, when they get things like that, to report it to somebody that can take care of it.
Yes.
And also, if you are in a school, and hopefully it never happens, and there is an active shooter, you first thing you need to do is run away from the gunshots. Go in a place where you can lock the door. If you can't get outside the school, go somewhere where you can get behind something that you can lock. And if you get too close and fight or flight,
Yeah.
but if that's the last resort. But basically, we want you to get away from the gunshots. Run, hide. Just get away. Try to get out the sight of the shooter.
Absolutely. Pastor Tim, give the people something.
There's three things you love. We care about you. Keep doing it. You're doing a great job.
Yes.
Just like that.
And, Yolanda Gamble said that Mama Gamble's birthday is today. She is 77 years young. Yes. Happy birthday, Mama Gamble.
Happy birthday, Mama
Yes.
Gamble.
Hey, not that has
info.
anything to do with anything, but kind of in comparison to what he said. You ever been on a plane and the lady starts talking about all the emergency exits, and I'll be like, I hope we don't have to use them.
Right.
Right.
At least you know.
But at least you know.
Yeah.
You hear it enough?
Yeah.
No
that's
doubt.
right. Yeah.
All right, Damali, appreciate a good show.
Yes.
Lieutenant Sanders, thank you for the police report. Amazing job. Pastor Tim, thanks for stopping by.
Sanders.
Reggie Ivy, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Greg Robinson,
Yes.
thank you. JB Smooth on the ones and twos, thank you. Uncle Bobby, thanks for just plugging in for a second. We got to get out of here. Help us stay on the airways by donating to Eat Media Services. You can send that donation made to Eat Media Services to 1216 North Lansing Avenue, Suite D. We moved on up, y'all. Tulsa, Oklahoma, 74106. This has been News You Can Use with your boy Charles Harper. That's me.
And Damali Wilson, that's me.
And we're live every Wednesday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. So make sure you tune in.
Hey, if you'd like to promote or advertise your events or business on this show, inbox us on Facebook at World One Development. This has been World One Development's News You Can Use with Charles Harper and Damali Wilson. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program belong solely to the guests and their host, and not necessarily to this station, organization, committee, or other groups or individuals associated with KBOB 89.9 FM. Y'all have a great week. We'll see y'all next week. Medical report. Deuces. Peace. Arrivederci. Holla.
Stay high the way, lay low and play slow. Lay low and play slow. I'm just trying to stay high the way, lay low and play slow. Lay low and play slow. I'm just trying to stay high the way, lay low and play slow. Lay low and play slow. I'm just trying to stay high the way, lay low and play slow.